My experience and theological foundation of thinking of God in Numbers, of all books of the Bible. Numbers chapter 22, which is the talking donkey story, right? And the whole book of Numbers is really about defining where God is in the midst of the Hebrew people, right? That God is in the Holy of Holies, in the center of the camp. And there's almost concentric circles. And the farther that you get out, basically, is the farther away from God you are. What you see in the midst of this is this Hebrew people that says God is here in the middle. What you find is God is not only not in the middle, but God is as far away from their expected experience as you can get, right? God shows up in a guy who was a sorcerer out on a mountain far away from camp and starts talking to a donkey. What I take out of that, right, is that in some ways we create our own concentric circles of experience where we think God resides most.
Yes.
And if you grew up, in my case, right, I'm as a Lutheran pastor, there is a lot of us in our tradition that says God is found through the worship of liturgy, and God is, through the worship of hymnody, yes, God is, right? And through the worship of the certain kinds of prayers that are done, and God is, right? That is true. But God is not all only. But what fervor and what music and worship style can do is say, this is your comfort zone, but God isn't only there. God is not just in the liturgy and the hymns, but in the praise and worship, in the gospel, in the Christian contemporary music. Yeah. How refreshing is it, right, to show up in a place where God speaks in burning bushes and talking donkeys.
This is why I love him.